Hello, friends. In thermal engineering, laws of perfect gases. In the previous chapters, we have discussed about what is meant by perfect gas and what is the difference between vapor and perfect gas. Also, we have discussed and the different laws like Boyle's law, Charles' law, Avogadro's law, Joule's law, etc. We have discussed and also we discussed about Reynolds law and the characteristic gas equation, universal gas constant. So far we completed all these topics, and now in this lesson, the objectives of today's lesson, on the completion of this lesson, you will be able to know the relation between specific heats and the ratio of specific heats and some of the problems on characteristic gas equation and some of the problems on specific heats. See, let us see all these objectives, 4 objectives discussed in this lesson. The relation between two specific heats. First of all, the relation between two specific heats. Consider a gas enclosed in a container and being heated at a constant pressure from the initial state to final state 1, 2 and to the final state 2. From initial state 1 to final state 2. Let m be the mass of the gas in kg and T1 will be the initial temperature of the gas in Kelvin and T2 will be the final temperature of the gas in Kelvin and V1 will be the initial volume of the gas in meter cube and V2 will be the final volume of the gas in meter cube and Cp is the specific heat at a constant pressure in kilojoule per kg Kelvin and Cv is the specific heat at a constant volume in kilojoule per kg Kelvin and P will be the constant pressure in kilonewton per meter square or kilopascals, you can say. These are the notations that we are going to see. So here in this case, you can observe the weight is constant, thereby the pressure on the gas will be the same. That means pressure remains constant. By heating the gas present in the container, the pressure increases as well as the temperature also increases. That means the initial state due to heat before heat addition will be the volume V1 and temperature T1 and pressure will be the same during after when heating before heating and after heating the pressure increases and volume also increases thereby to the T2 and V2 and this heating is constant pressure heating. Now let us see, we know that the heat supplied to the gas at constant pressure will be Q1 to 2 is equal to mCp T2 minus T1, where m is the mass of the gas, Cp is the specific heat at constant pressure, and T2 will be the final temperature in Kelvin, and T1 will be the initial temperature in Kelvin, where Q1 to 2 will be the heat transferred from state 1 to state 2, and it should be in kilojoules. And some part of heat is utilized to do some work, that is external work during its expansion. So heat utilized for external work during expansion, that is W122, that is work, external work during from state 1 to state 2, that is P into, because the constant pressure P into V2 minus V1, where V2 is the final volume and V1 will be the final, initial volume. That is say equation 1. And heat remains within the body of the gas, that is internal energy. Increase in internal energy, that is du is equal to mcv T2 minus T1, right? So this is second equation. So as per the non-flow energy equation, Q122 is equal to, we know that the Q122 is equal to W122 plus du, this is equation 3, and after substitution of Q is equal to mcp T2 minus T1, and W is equal to P into V2 minus V1 plus du is equal to mcv T2 minus T1, and using characteristic gas equation PV is equal to mRT, so PV2 minus PV1 can be replaced by P1V1 is equal to mRT1 for initial conditions and P2V2 is equal to mRT2 for final conditions. Therefore, PV2 minus V1 is equal to mRT2 minus T1. If you substitute this value in the equation 4, then you will get, now substituting the value of P into V2 minus V1 in equation 4, mcp T2 minus T1 is equal to mr T2 minus T1 plus mcv T2 minus T1. So here you can see in all the cases mt2 minus T1 is constant here and mt2 minus T1 here is there, mc2 minus T1 here is there. If you bring common, then you mt2 minus T1 gets cancelled in both sides because it is there on both sides. Then you will get Cp is equal to R plus C. This is the relation between the two specific heats with the gas constant. Now Cp minus Cv is equal to R. Cp minus Cv is equal to R. This is the relation. That means the difference of two specific heats is equal to gas constant. Right? So this will be the relation between the two specific heats as well as the gas constant. And if you take Cv common, then Cv into Cp by Cv minus 1 is equal to R, then you will get Cp by Cv is nothing but the gamma, and Cv is equal to gamma minus 1 into R, then Cv is equal to R by gamma minus 1. This is the relation between the specific constant volume and gas constant and adiabatic index. Right? So since we are having gamma is equal to Cp by Cv, and the relation between two specific heats, it proves that the characteristic gas constant for gas is equal to the difference of its two specific heats. This we must remember. That is, R is equal to the difference between the gas constant is equal to difference of two specific heats, that is Cp minus Cv. And the value of R is taken as 287 joule per kg Kelvin, or 0.287 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. And in terms of molar specific heats, the above equation may be written as Ru is equal to Cpm minus Cvm. It is Ru is the universal gas constant and Cpm is the molar specific heat at a constant pressure, and CVM will be the molar specific heat at a constant volume. And this also we must remember. So where Re is the universal gas constant and its value taken as 8134 joule per kg mole Kelvin. Kg mole Kelvin. Here it's wrong. Or 8.314 kilojoule per kg mole Kelvin. This will be kg mole Kelvin. You must remember kilojoule per kg mole Kelvin, and this is joule per kg mole Kelvin. Okay. Next, the ratio of specific heats. The ratio of two specific heats, that is Cp and Cv, is represented by a letter gamma, which is called adiabatic index. Adiabatic index. As the Cp by Cv, Cp is greater than Cv. Since Cp is always greater than Cv, thereby the adiabatic index gamma is always greater than unity. Right? Now let us have, in this lesson we have discussed the theory part is the relation between the two specific heats and gas constants, and also a ratio of the specific heats which is more than unity. Now let us have some solved examples. Number one is 1 kg of ideal gas is heated from 1 kg, that is mass of ideal gas, and 18.3 degrees Celsius to 93.4 degrees Celsius. So it is the initial temperature and this will be the final temperature. Assuming R is equal to 0.264 kilojoule per kg Kelvin and gamma is equal to 1.18 for the gas. Find the specific heats and change of internal energy. So R is given for us, gamma is also given for us. Thereby you can calculate by using expressions. R is equal to Cv minus Cv by gamma minus 1, and Cv is equal to R into gamma minus 1. Gamma is there for us, R is there for us. Then you will find Cv, and after getting Cv, R is equal to Cp minus Cv, and Cp is equal to R plus Cv. With that, you will get Cp also. That means specific at constant pressure. After that, the temperature difference is there. Thereby, you can calculate change of internal energy also. dU is equal to mCv T2 minus T1, and T1 is there, T2 is there, which are in centigrade that you must convert into Kelvin. Right? So let us see the solution for this. M is the 1 kg and T1 will be the 18.3 degrees Celsius is equal to 18.3 plus 27 degree 291.3 Kelvin. In T2 will be the 93.4 degrees Celsius, that will become after addition of 273 366.4 Kelvin. So R is given for us 0.264 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and gamma is equal to also given Cp by Cv is equal to 1 minus 1.8, sorry 1.18. Let Cp will be the solution. In solution case, let Cp will be the specific at constant pressure and Cv will be the specific heat at a constant volume. So as we are already aware that the relation between the specific heat at constant volume, adiabatic index and gas constant, that is Cv is equal to R by gamma minus 1. Thereby R is given for us. R is given for us 0.264 and gamma is also there 1.18 minus 1. Then you will get Cv is equal to 1.47 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. And similarly, as we are having gamma is equal to Cp by Cv, Cp is equal to 1.18 into 1.47, that is Cp is nothing but the 1.73 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. So with this we got specific heat at constant volume, specific heat at constant pressure also. Two specific heats we completed. Now let us go to the change of internal energy. We know that change in internal energy will be du is equal to mCv T2 minus T1. M is there for us, Cv is there for us, T2 is also there, T1 is also there. After substitution of all the values in this, you will get m in 1 into 1.47 into 366 minus 0.4 minus 291.3. Then change of internal energy or change in internal energy will be 110.4 kilojoules of internal energy is present. So with this, we completed this first example. Now, example 2. Example 2, a certain gas Cp is equal to Cp is given for us, that is 1.96 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and Cv is equal to 1.5 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Find its molecular mass, that is M, sorry, capital M, and gas constant R. So a constant volume chamber, that means volume remains constant, that is 0.3 meter cube capacity, contains 2 kg of this gas at 5 degrees Celsius. Temperature is also given for us, volume is also given for us, mass is also given for us. The heat is transferred to the gas until the temperature is 100 degrees Celsius. Find the work done, heat transferred, change in intervals. So I think you can calculate Cp minus Cv is there. With this you can calculate gas constant. After getting gas constant, Ru is equal to gas constant into molecular mass. So you can calculate molecular mass also, because Ru is same for all the gases. So that is 8. So let us see the solution. M is equal to 2 kg, T1 is equal to 5 degrees Celsius, that is 278 Kelvin, and T2 is equal to 100 degrees Celsius, which is converted into 373 Kelvin. So Cp is given for us 1.96 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Cv is also there, 1.5 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. So V is also there for us, 0.3 meter cube, and molecular mass and gas constant. So M capital L, let M is the capital M molecular mass or molecular weight, and R is equal to gas constant. We know that for gas constant, R is equal to Cp minus Cv is equal to 1.96 minus 1.5. Then you will get 0.46 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. This will be the one answer for gas constant. And molecular mass M is equal to universal gas constant by gas constant. So M is equal to Ru by R, where 8.314 by R is equal to 0.46. Then you will get 18 kg mole. 18 kg mole will be the molecular mass, kg mole. 18 kg mole. This should be in kg mole. So work done, since the volume is kept constant, the work done there, as there is no change in the volume, there is no displacement, thereby the work done will be the 0 in this problem. And the heat transferred should be equal to the exchange of internal energy. That means whatever the heat is transferred to the system will be present within the system itself as internal energy. So Q122 is equal to M Cp T2 minus T1. So, and this should be the Cv. This should be the Cv. That is 2 into 1.5, 373 minus 278. That is 285 kilojoules of heat is transferred to the system. And change of internal energy will be Q122 is equal to W122 plus GU. That is, as the work done in this will be 0, and Q122 is simply equal to the DU. That is 285 kilojoules of internal energy stored. So with this we completed the second problem solution. Now third problem, example third, the density of air at NTP is 1.29 kg per meter cube. So here the density is given for us rho at NTP, normal temperature and pressure, and normal temperature is 0 degrees Celsius or 273 Kelvin, and pressure will be 101.325 kilonewton per meter square. So pressure, temperature is there for us, pressure is there for us, and rho is also there for us, and P is equal to rho RT. So density M by V is equal to 1.29 kg per meter cube. So let's calculate characteristic gas constant for air. So easily without any difficulty, according to the characteristic gas equation, PV is equal to MRT. If you bring this V towards the side, M by V, that is rho, that means P is equal to rho RT. P is known for us, rho is also known for us, T is also known for us. Then R will be calculated. R is equal to P by rho T. So P is not 1.325 by 1.29 is the rho into 273. Then you will get 0.2876 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Right? This is the solution for third example. So this will be the answer. Now the example 4, a certain perfect gas exerts 40 degrees Celsius of temperature and a pressure of 110.3 kilopascals. The temperature is given for us, pressure is also given for us. If the value of the gas constant is 0.26 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, find the specific volume. Find the specific volume. So specific volume is defined as the ratio between volume by mass. Volume by mass, that is small v. So P into small v is equal to RT. T is known for us in degrees Celsius. We convert into Kelvin, and that is 313 Kelvin, and pressure is there. Only specific volume is not there, and R is also there. So pressure is equal to P is equal to 110.3 kilopascals, and temperature is equal to 40 degrees Celsius will be converted into 313 Kelvin, and gas constant R is equal to 0.26 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and specific volume V small v is equal to V by M. That should be calculated according to the characteristic gas equation. P is equal to MRT. If you bring this toward this side, to the left side, then P V by M is equal to RT by P. Then V is equal to RT is there for us. Small v is equal to specific volume, and T is there for us. P is also there for us. So substitution will get small v is equal to 0.738 meter cube per kg. The answer will be specific volume is equal to 0.738 meter cube per kg will be the answer for this problem. And now the example 5. So for certain ideal gas, R is equal to 0.278 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and gamma is equal to 1.25. Determine Cp and Cv of the gas and molecular weight. So R is there for us, gamma is there for us. By using these relations, these two, you can calculate Cv. That is Cv is equal to R by gamma minus 1. And after getting Cv, Cp can be calculated by R is equal to Cp minus Cv, and Cp is equal to Cv plus R. Then you will get also Cp, and molecular weight as R is there for us, And the universal gas constant Ru is same for all the gases, that is R is equal to 8.314. So you can calculate that also. So we know that the given data is R is equal to 0.278 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and gamma is equal to 1.25, and Cp you have to calculate, Cv you have to calculate molecular weight or molar mass, molecular mass also, that called M, it should be calculated. We know that Cv is equal to R by gamma minus 1. That substitution of R and gamma in the formula, you can get Cv is equal to 1.112 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. And also we know that gamma is equal to Cp by Cv, and Cp minus, you can calculate of the substitution of gamma and Cv. Cp is equal to 1.4 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. So next is, we know that Ru is equal to Mr, and M is to be calculated. Ru is there 8.314 by 0.278 R value. Then you will get molecular weight as M is equal to 13. So with this we completed our solution for this problem. That means in this we calculated Cv and Cp and also molecular weight. In example 6, we had to calculate, solve the problem. The value of adiabatic index of certain gas is 1.41, and its specific heat at constant volume will be 0.65 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Find the gas constant. Very simple. I think it is the simple problem, as there is a relation between Cv and also gamma. So adiabatic index gamma is equal to 1.41, and specific at constant volume Cv is equal to 0.65 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. As we are having the specific at constant volume Cv is equal to R by gamma minus 1, and R is equal to Cv into gamma minus 1. Then substitute Cv value and gamma in this formula, then you will get R is equal to 0.26 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Right? So this is the problem number 6. And now the problem number 7. Here in this case, an ideal gas is expanded from 400 kilonewton per meter square. This is pressure, initial pressure, and 0.04 meter cube initial volume to final pressure is 120. That means pressure is decreased and the volume is increased. 120 kilonewton per meter square and 0.1 meter cube. This is the final volume. The temperature fell down during this process. That means temperature is decreasing as the pressure is decreasing. Process observed as 150 degrees Celsius. That means decrease in the temperature. That means T2 minus T1 will be 150 degrees Celsius. Right? If the values of Cp and Cv are 1.025 kilojoule per kg Kelvin and 0.726 kilojoule per kg Kelvin respectively, and Cp is there for us, Cv is also there as. Find the change in internal energy. That means du is equal to mCv T2 minus T1, and mass of the gas also in calculate. So now let us have the solution. P1 is there for us 400 kilonewton per meter square, and P2 is there for 120 kilonewton per meter square, and V1 is there 0.04 meter cube, and V2 is there 0.01 meter cube. Actually in this problem that is 0.1 meter cube, but here in this case he has given 0.01 meter cube, and T1 minus T2 will be 150 degrees Celsius. Cp is equal to 1.025 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and Cv is equal to 0.726 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and internal energy is equal to du, and mass is equal to how much? And R is equal to Cp minus Cv, that is 0. After substitution of the Cp and Cv values, you will get 0.3 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. And applying the gas equation at state 1, PV is equal to MRT1, and also at state 2, PV is equal to P2V2 is equal to MRT2, and by from equations 1 and 2, and P1 minus P1V1 minus P2V2 is equal to MRT2 T1 minus T2, and this difference is there for us. So mass of the gas will be equal to P1V1 minus P2V2 by RT1 minus T2. So with this, after substitution of all the values, this will be there for us, and P1V1, that is 400 into 0.04, and minus 120 into 0.1 is the right value for V2, and R is there for 0.3, and difference of temperatures is the 150 degrees Celsius. Then you will get M is equal to 0.089 kg will be the answer. So change of internal energy, change in internal energy will be du is equal to mCV T2 minus T1. So previously it is T1 minus T2. Now this will become, here in this case, T1, T2 minus T1, then it will become minus 150 degrees Celsius. So M is there for us, CV is also there for us, T2 minus T1 is also there for us. Then du is equal to minus 9.705 kilojoules. That means in order to work, the internal energy will be utilized. So this will be the problem that we are having for this, right? So this is the solution for the problem given. So with this completed our theory part. Now let us see the summary of this lesson. In this lesson we have discussed about the relationship between specific heats, the ratio of specific heats also we completed, and the problems on characteristic gas equation also we completed, and problems on ratio of specific heats also we completed, right? So let us have the small quiz questions in this lesson. The ratio of specific heat at a constant volume Cp and the specific heat at constant volume is equal to 1, less than 1, more than 1, and none of the above. As we have discussed, as the Cp is greater than Cv, and this ratio is gamma is equal to Cp by Cv, and as the Cp is greater than Cv, equal to 1 is not right answer, less than is also not right answer. It should be more than 1. It should be more than 1. So let us see the answer, right? And the ratio of specific heats is always greater than unity, that is more than 1. Right? This is the C is the right answer. And the value of Cp by Cv for air, this is, that means the ratio of specific heats for air is 1, 1.4, 1.8, and 2. And this value for air is, as we are also having the answer, that is, it should be, it is not 1, it is not 1.8, it is not 2.3, it should be 1.4, right? 1.4 is the right answer, B. So next is, a perfect gas at 27 degrees Celsius is heated. The temperature is given, is heated at a constant pressure till its volume is doubled. The final temperature is, the volume is doubled. That means V1 is equal to 2V2, and V1 by V2 is equal to 2, or V2 by V1 is equal to 1 by 2. So initial temperature given for us Final temperature used to be calculated at a constant pressure is equal to, previously we are having V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. V1 by V2 is equal to T2 by T2. Sorry, V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. So then you will get V1 by V2 is equal to T1 by T2, and T1 is known for us. V1 by V2 is also known for us, which is equal to 2, and T2 should be calculated. So T2 is equal to so 2 times of T1, that is so 54 degrees Celsius, 327 degrees Celsius, and 108 degrees Celsius, and 654 degrees Celsius, which is the right answer. As I told you, V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2, and the doubled is there, and T1 is also there. Then you can calculate T2 very easily without any, by using the relation. That should be, after calculation, the value is 327 degrees Celsius. Is the right answer. Use the formula V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. You will get your T2 value. So right. So next question is 2 kg, that is mass of the gas is given. Of gas receives 500 kilojoules of heat and undergoes a temperature of change of 100 degrees Celsius. That means this is the temperature difference. The average specific heat of substance during this process is. So mass is given for us, heat transferred is also given for us, temperature difference is also given for us. So then you can calculate the specific heat. Q is equal to mCp T2 minus T1. So m is there for us, Q is also there for us, T2 minus T1 is also there for us. After substitution of the values, you can get A is equal to 2.5 and B is equal to 25 and C is equal to 5 and D is equal to 10, which is the right answer in kilojoule per kg Kelvin. And Cp is equal to Q by m T2 minus T1, right? So 2.5, because 500 by 2 into 100, that is 200, then you will get 2.5 will be the right answer, right? So next, a specific heat of a gas of mass is 10 kg is equal to 0.24, and C, this is the C value and this is the mass value. If the mass of the gas is reduced to half of the initial value, the specific heat is (0.12), and this can be calculated by using, that is, so Q is equal to mc into T2 temperature difference, and in both the cases temperature difference is same. So thereby Q by delta T is equal to M C MC, where C is the specific heat, and this Q by delta T is same for both the cases. So you can take the ratio, then you will get, which is also equal to, then you will get a specific heat value. So A is equal to 0.12 and B is equal to 0.24 and C is equal to 0.36 and D is equal to 0.48. That is 10 into 0.24 is equal to, and mass is reduced to half, 5 into new specific heat C, and this should be 0.24. And this answer should be half of the initial value. And specific heat remains same. So now assignment questions. 2.5 kg. You please solve these problems. Mass is given for us, is expanded from a pressure is, for initial pressure is given for us. Volume is also given to a pressure of this much, pressure is given for us P2, and V2 is also given for us, and change of internal energy, change in internal energy is 500 kilojoules. Determine gas constant, initial and final temperatures. Initial and final temperatures you have to calculate. Internal energy is equal to mCV T2 minus T1. So we can calculate by using internal energy formula. You get T2 minus T1 value, and then also P1 by P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 T2 P2 V2 by T2. With this you will get one ratio, and get by using these two you can get your temperature differences, and also gas constant you can calculate your very easily without any difficulty. So an ideal gas, a molecular weight is 28, and if its specific heat, such constant pressure is this much and constant volume is this much joules. In case of joules, what is the value of ideal gas constant? That is R value, and universal gas constant. So R value will be the difference between these two, and after getting the R value, you can calculate this value also. RU is equal to M into R. So you can calculate this formula is this uh, problem very easily. And next is 1 kg of ideal gas is heated from this much of temperature to this much of temperature, and R is given for us, gamma is also given for us. To specify it's easy, and this is also, I think this is solved problem actually. The values may be different. And the volume of a closed vessel containing air at this much value, and this is also there, and here is the vacuum pressure is given for us, and I think this is also calculated very easily, the difference of these two, and you can calculate mass of the air in the vessel very easily. And both, I think these both are the solved examples types. So friends, thank you for hearing of this lesson. Thank you one and all, right? Thank you to all of the friends. Thank you.